So I have paper last year, and we have in Taiwan right now we have a large project about mobile learning. I think that's continue about 5 years because Taiwan, that's similar in Korea, produce a lot of mobile device, and some companies will donate the mobile device to Ministry of Education. So at that time, I think they got about 100,000 mobile device from HTC for free for education purpose to Ministry of Education. So they have a big project in the country and they try to implement mobile learning for many schools from K to 12. Then we just have a chance to contact the project manager, and they ask us try to understand their teachers and their ideas from the teacher side. So we try to interview 15 senior high school teachers. They involved in this big project, and they have much more experience than others. And so we use interview and try to understand their conception of mobile learning. And that's the 6 categories we found from the teacher side. The first one is meeting students' preference. Do you know what that means? Yeah. Because every student love using mobile device. So if you can have some mobile device in your classroom, then students will feel very happy. Then you just meet their preference, okay? Then, conducting class with efficiency. Well, sometimes if you use mobile device, that's quicker than you write something in the blackboard. Then, invigorating and enhancing learning. So let's try to enhance their motivation, maybe external motivation, but just try to stimulate their motivation. That's the reason of using mobile device or mobile learning. Parting from traditional teaching. Then focusing on students' ownership. Then finally, we found some teachers say extending learning beyond school. So we see different categories, even though all of them are experienced teachers involved in the mobile learning project. But then it's quite different conception of learning. And then we found that if we analyze these 6 categories in different focus, you find that from this one, that's the lower level, that's the more high level. These 3 focus more on machine, more on the technology, or more on the device. And these 3 more on the learners. And then these 2 more on teacher's plan. Then the final one more rely on teacher plan and student plan. And the ownership, that's managing students. Then the final one is try to empowering students. And the final one, they focus on if we try to analyze this category in terms of products versus process, you'll find that the first 3, they more focus on product, and the final one, last 2, they more focus on learning process. So, so that's the conclusion. And then, I think some years ago, I have a keynote speech, have a similar topic as this one. Then in Australia, then one researcher asked me, say, is that possible? You know that when the students from kindergarten or from 1st grade to 12th grade or to higher education, how they change their conception of learning as a result of our schooling, of our formal education. I think that's a very good question, and I don't have any answer for that. So then I conduct a study. I try to collect the data. Actually, we collect from kindergarten, but for this study, we try to collect data from grade 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12, and collect more than 1,000 drawings. The reason we use drawing is we want to have a cross-sectional study. But if we use questionnaire, the elementary school student cannot answer that. So finally, we decide to use the drawing from the elementary school to high school students. They can have the drawing, use the drawing to do that, and to represent their idea. I think that's quite common and universal for all the learners. And the first one, I want to share you how technology may play a role in students' conceptual learning. So I try to pick up some of their drawing. They include some technology in their drawing. How do you think technology will play a role in their drawing in current stage or in current era? Here, you see, that's a traditional classroom. That's outdoor, right? That's also traditional classroom, and that's computer. So that's what he means is that computers is one of the channels of their education. They learn something from one, but they still have some other channels from traditional one or from outdoor or informal education. And he just wrote e-book. And we just asked, what is learning? But the only thing he drew is e-book. So maybe e-book is the major channel for his learning right now. And why is that? Here, you see the mobile phone, and HTC is a company from Taiwan, you know. Yeah. Because I say the one donate 100. Already 45? Yeah. So HTC donate the 100,000 mobile device to major education. So you find a lot of drawing. The student will draw something about HTC because they got the mobile device from HTC. Yeah. But you will think that they use HTC as a channel of learning. But actually, we interview the students. You know, what's the purpose for HTC? Not search for information. What? Tune. Yeah, that's playing music. Yeah. HTC here, there, is only playing music. Oh, yeah, and he said, oh, someone is accompanying with me. Yeah, okay. That's also, technology is one way of learning. And that's, they really use the mobile data to search something. You see HTC anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, that's playing music. That's this one. Yeah, that's quite clear. And then the final one. Yeah, I want to conclude my study. I say I did a cross-sectional study of conceptual learning. Then I ask you right now to have good observation. I randomly pick up the students' drawing from kindergarten to 12th grade. And then I will show you. I did not comment anything. Then let you tell me what's the observation you found across from the kindergarten to 12. Okay? You know what I mean? Yeah. I will show you a series of drawing by the students from kindergarten to high school. Then you tell me what's your observation when they go up. That's kindergarten. Okay? That's kindergarten. we have the same instruction for them to draw. That's second grade. That's second grade. I feel so happy. That's fourth grade. That's fourth grade. That's sixth grade. That's sixth grade. That's eighth grade. That's eighth grade. That's 10th grade. That's 10th grade. 12th grade. That's 12th grade. What's your observation? Well, I report the result to the Minister of Education in Taiwan. And then he feels so sad. What's your observation? Yeah. Oh, okay. And you'll find, yeah. Yeah, yeah. In the beginning, learning is very happy. And then later, they are unhappy. Yes. And then also, I think you have one observation that their definition of learning become narrow and narrow. In the beginning, they have a lot of outdoor activities, and at home and anywhere, they think that's learning. Then finally, most of them, they draw something in traditional classroom. And also, one observation, because we're coding over their drawing, in the later stage of learning, most of them, many of them, a higher percent, significantly higher percent of them, they learn alone, not with peers, you know. Yeah, so I think that's not a good trend for learning, and education may not play a very good role. That's not so important. That may not play a good role in shaping the students' conception of learning. Then, so I have some recommendation for future research. We can try different usage of innovative technology and how their effects on their conception of learning. And maybe we can test different cultural groups. Maybe they have different ideas about conceptual learning, and how their conceptual learning related to their learning process and outcome. We have a lot of evidence that if they have lower level of conceptual learning, they will more motivated by external factors, and they will get not so good learning outcomes. But if they have higher level conceptual learning, they are motivated by more intrinsic motivation and have better learning outcomes. And then we have a very important issue: how to help and how to foster the students' conceptual learning from the lower level to higher level. But in reality, maybe quite often we change their conceptual learning from very higher level to lower level. Okay, that's my. So I try to share some of my cross-sectional study at the end of this talk, and try to ask you to reflect the experience we provide to our students. Is that good for them or not? And if you are interested in my research, you can visit my official website. That's under my name, so you can see all of my publication over there. And thanks for inviting me to here, and it's my pleasure to share some of my studies.
Thank you so much. Dr. Choi. We have enough, we have